Okay, we're gonna see how this works out. I'm looking at it upside down, but anyway, I decided to get a Shopsmith. I wanted one for about 40 years. Maybe not 40. Yeah, about 40 years. That made me around 20. But anyway, I finally got a job that allowed me to get one, and I shopped online, and when I began looking into really getting one, I looked into getting a new one. I could have probably afforded it. But Toto, get back here. Come on. And anyway, I got to looking online, and a bare bones Model 5 Mark 5 was about $3,500. And you get a Mark 7 all loaded out with all your bandsaw and joiner and the planer and the belt sander and all the attachments. It was like $11,000–$12,000. I can't remember exactly how much, but that was way more than I wanted to pay. So I got to looking online. I found one that was in decent shape, hadn't been abused, in New Jersey for $475, I think it was. And it said local pickup only. So I called a couple shipping companies, and I was able to I got a couple of bids. I think the lowest one was like $325. Highest one was like $450, something like that. And I notified the seller of the Shopsmith, and he said that he would take it apart, box it up, and ship it for less than $300. I said, okay, $475, $300, I'd have, there's less than $800 in it, which is a whole lot less than a new one. I'd have to put a little work into it to clean it up. But we made the deal. He packed it up and shipped it to Arkansas. And I got it, took it apart, cleaned it, polished it, put it back together. And I liked what I had. So I went back online and looking up accessories. And I found this gentleman, I can't remember his name right now, who I found out has traveled around the U.S. picking up old Shopsmiths that are taking them apart, cleaning them, and selling them as parts. So he had a table upgrade for the Mark 5, and that's what I did. I bought it's a table upgrade. I bought the bandsaw, I bought the belt sander, I bought the joiner. Now, I bought a lot of things off of this guy. I think I paid like $1,200 for all the accessories. So now I've got $1,200 and a little less than $800. So I got less than $2,000 in a Shopsmith, and I've got all the accessories and a good Shopsmith. So I think I lucked out on that deal. And since then, you know, while I was doing some research and finding out what I wanted, well, actually, right before I bought the Shopsmith, one of the reasons I went for the Shopsmith is I was online looking at bandsaws, is the first thing I needed to do to the tubing to make a wind chime was cut the tubing. Then I was going to get a drill press. The second thing I needed to do was drill holes in it, and the piping and the mounting brackets and all that. So I would have needed a bandsaw and a drill press. Then I got to looking at the different manufacturers. I was doing my research and everything, and found a lot of reviews on Grizzly. The Grizzly model G0555. I got to looking at, and I like the anniversary model because it had a different paint job, had a bear on it. It was a cool looking bandsaw. And I would have had to get a metal blade for it, which they make. And so I decided to call them up. And I wanted that bandsaw because it had all the properties I needed on it. And I called Grizzly, and so the first thing he asked me, you know, what was I looking for? And I said, well, I want to get this bandsaw. This is G0555 anniversary model. And he said, if you don't mind, what are you going to be doing with it? I said, I'm going to be cutting some aluminum pipe and some wood, and, you know, different things. He said, oh, no, you need a bandsaw to cut metal. And I got to thinking, no, all you need is a metal cutting blade on a bandsaw to cut metal. No, you need a metal cutting bandsaw. And he talked me right out of Grizzly, which is a shame because I really wanted that bandsaw. But that's when I got to thinking that Shopsmith has a bandsaw attachment on it. And that's all I needed was an 8-inch bandsaw. But I guess they didn't see it that way, and I've cut I don't know how many pieces of pipe on it so far, and it's doing good. I put the wood blade back on it just a little while ago because I had to cut some wood. I'm making a couple of home projects for some guys. They give me some wood and parts and the things. I'm gonna do something for them. But anyway, I'm sure if I would have told him I wanted a drill press, he would have talked me into just trying to get a metal drill press, or a metal cutting drill press, or a metal drilling drill press, whatever you want to call it. But no, I mean, I did research on both wood saws and metal saws, and what I needed was that G0555. They'd almost have to give me one now, even though that's the one I really wanted. They talked me right out of it. But anyway, I am fixing to retire in about 8 or 9 years, and I'm just trying to set up shop for my retirement, to get everything ready so when I retire I don't have to figure out what I'm going to do. I enjoy making wind chimes. I make custom bullets. I make things out of paracord, which is real interesting. And there's 3 different hobbies. I'm going to enjoy my retirement. And I may be working the whole time, but I'm going to enjoy it. Just doing something I like to do. So anyway, we are going to just cut off, and I'm going to get to the talking points and figure out what my next video is going to be. Bye.